is Roxanne Hart, and I'm here to answer questions about Old Enough. I was doing a play on Broadway at the time, Passion, and I think that an offer came in from Marissa to do this film. I don't believe I read for it, but I can't remember, it was a long time ago.
Honey, how you doing?
Okay.
Good. Look you built. Look. Let me see your nails.
You look good.
Nice. See you later.
Alright.
Shocking for me, like to see myself kind of like dressed like that, and it was fun to wear the platforms and the short shorts and the halter top and all that. That was a lot of fun to dress that way. I had to wear this really skimpy outfit and walk down the street, and they had cordoned off a certain area of it, but they didn't really have as much as they, cordoned off as they might have if it were a big budget film, because it was sort of a low budget film. So they had these like 2 student PAs on the side trying to keep people out. And every time I would have to go to one end and come to the other and walk in, it would be like, hey, chicky, 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 chicky. And that was a little strange, difficult to deal with. So, but I just took it, and I figured that was what my character probably got when she walked around in those really revealing clothes. Hey, chicky, chicky, chicky. So it was okay.
You mean you stole that? Yeah, I got it. You can't do that. Don't act like you never took nothing before, Sloan.
They were both incredibly gifted and very professional actresses. So they were both really sweet, and it was great. It was great. I didn't feel like I was working with anybody that was incompetent or less than me. They were totally professional. She was delightful and very fresh, had a winsome innocence about her, which I think comes across in the film. And, it was great to work with her.
You look pretty mature.
Yeah? You think?
I was having an affair with the son. It was a really long time ago. I think he was really great. Well, first of all, Rainbow is the first child that I had met who was named, had like that 60s name, Rainbow Harvest. I'm trying to think if there was anybody else that I ever met, like Dawn. Well, Dawn, I guess, is not as strange a name as Rainbow, but it was, she was a wonderful child. I mean, she was, she was a young woman. That's what she was. He's a hoot, and I worked with him later on in a film called Once Around that Lasse Hallström directed. But in Old Enough, we worked together a lot, and he's a very, he's a big, boisterous kind of guy, and I think that's the way he comes across in that film. Marissa was very quiet then. I didn't really get to know her too well during the actual filming. She was very self-possessed, really young to be doing it, and she commanded the respect of everybody around her. Dina I met a couple of times, and I've seen Dina in Los Angeles here. I didn't really know. She was sort of a very upbeat, Dina had a more a talkative presence, whereas Marissa was quiet and seemed to be thinking about what it was, the next shot, what she was going to set up, and Dina was the public persona.
Where's the key?
I don't got it.
I'm showing a new tenant the apartment, and I ain't got the key, so let's have it.
Okay, here.
I think it has issues about growing up and childhood, adolescent insecurity, and that, that jump into adulthood and what that mysterious world is all about. It's still applicable today, and girls today would find it. Actually, I think Marissa was a little bit ahead of her time in that, because I think she was exploring the internal, emotional, sexual awakening of a young girl at a time when a lot of people didn't really deal with it. Now it's kind of on the front burner more, and people acknowledge the fact that young girls are curious and interested, and so yeah, she was very much ahead of her time, I think, making that movie.
Karen, what's the matter? My dad's tool belt. What's it doing here?
Well, I hope you really enjoy the film. It's definitely worth your while watching it. I think you're going to see some wonderful performances, and the story and the filmmaking, the cinematography are all top rate. It's incredible to work with Paul Newman. He was every bit the gentleman and professional, consummate professional that everybody talks about. And Sidney Lumet was a wonder. That you get a little spoiled. That was the first film I ever did, was working for Doing the Verdict. So that was a kind of a high place to start from, and he was wonderful. At that time, it seemed like an enormous amount of like heads being decapitated and arms being cut off, and oh my God, it was just. I remember saying that to the producer, to Davis, when I first met him. I said, "Oh my gosh, there's so much bloodshed in this," and he assured me that there wouldn't be so much bloodshed, and of course, that wasn't true. There was a lot of bloodshed. I never thought the film would have such a huge following of cult fans. I was, to this day, I'm surprised at how many people just find that film to be the pentultimate as far as like sci-fi films are concerned. Is it a sci-fi film, or it's not really a sci-fi film, is it? It's a what would you call it? A historical
Fantasy?
A fantasy, more on the line of like Lord of the Rings or something. It's that kind of film. It preceded all of them. Maybe it was one of the first of its genre, or an early one of its genre. Well, you know, it's funny. The first time I had discovered, because that it had a fan base, my brother was living in Boston, and he told me that the students would line up dressed up in outfits like Highlander. They were like Highlanders, Scottish kilts, and around the corner, around Harvard Square, and he said it was really bizarre, and I didn't even know that was going on. That it was such a, and I meet people all the time that tell me, particularly young men, tell me how, or middle-aged men actually, tell me how that movie was this great film that they loved watching, you know, and that they had a crush on me back then. I've seen Clancy since then. He works on the Screen Actors Guild Board, and he's become like a friend many years later. He was the nicest guy possible that you could ever meet, and it's so funny, so odd that he was playing this vicious, horrible human being. I mean, it's a testament to what a great actor he is, because he's the gentlest soul that you could ever possibly meet. Vengeance of Tony Simo. That was a hard movie. That was like, well, it was, what was it like? It was very isolated. We were shooting in Georgia, incredibly hot, and dark script, you know, based on a true event. He's a wonderful actor, and very focused, very generous, wants to get the scene right, will ask to do retakes if he feels that you didn't get what you needed. He would speak up for you. I mean, the whole group. Roger Spottiswoode, the director, was wonderful, remarkable to work with. Our producers, everybody was. It was a joy to work on. Well, that was intense because I was actually pregnant at the time, so I was like 5 months pregnant and trying to cover my pregnancy, and I look at that film and all I see is like all this baby fat on my arms and my face, and the electricity. Yeah, it was pretty intense. Crazy movie. When I was doing the movie at the time, I was very convinced that pulses could do that because I'm a method actress and I believe everything that I'm supposed to.